Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of Trading Bitcoin with your host Tone Vase. This is going to be a short one because I have to get ready and I have to go. To Manhattan and for the events. I'm speaking today at the Blockchain Economic Forum, Bio a Token. I don't know what I'm doing Friday yet. Saturday is the in-person workshop. I'm not sure what I'm doing Sunday yet. And then Monday through Wednesday is Consensus. So I will be at Consensus. I am not a speaker at Consensus, but I'll be around. And I'm thinking about maybe putting together a little thing on Thursday. So I'll keep you guys posted. I'm going to discuss it today with my team, and then we will find out. All right, let's go straight to screen share, only because I am in a bit of a rush because I need to get to my speaking gig today, and it's kind of far away. So I have to actually get there. It takes me several hours to get to where I'm going, and I still have to like pack and stuff for the week. Okay, here's the screen share. Webinar, the TD sequential webinar is on the books. That will happen on May 19th. May 19th, we will do a TD sequential webinar, and there it is. Okay, so there is the TD sequential webinar. Go ahead and sign up. It will only cover TD sequential if you already have the code or you've attended a prior workshop, whether a webinar or a workshop. You get a discount for the TD sequential webinar. If you don't, it should be a 25% discount for anyone that has already attended something, and it should be automated. If you haven't attended anything, then it will cost you 0.1. Okay, I will. This will take place after our workshop in New York, which takes place this Saturday over on Broadway by Wall Street. And then I'll be in Amsterdam, Berlin, and I'll be speaking in Dallas over the summer. So go ahead and check those out. Okay, calendar. We gotta add a couple of things here. And oh, there it is, the online workshop. Okay. All right, cool. Next, that's about it. Hey, if you guys want to support this channel, check out the affiliate codes. If you're gonna do Amazon shopping, please click on one of these links and then go through with your shopping. We have a store now. Anyway, you guys get the point. Okay. Let's go take a look at Bitcoin. I really want to take a look at Lyft, and I think Uber starts trading today or tomorrow. I'm actually not even sure. I haven't had time to look at it. But let's go. I have to change this. All right, let's go and take a look. I've been too busy to contact Tyler. I'm not sure where he is. I've just been, it's just too much going on right now, but I'll be doing videos with Tyler still. Okay, so here's the long-term view. Clearly, the long-term view has gone past what I anticipated as my bull trap area. Now, there's been a lot of news over the last few weeks between Bitfinex and Tether and Binance. And it's really hard to predict how that news is going to affect the market. Plus, we have, the biggest conference of the year taking place this week. So there's a lot of bullish momentum in Bitcoin right now. And it's something to be considered for short-term trades. There's nothing wrong with taking on bullish short-term trades, and we'll talk about the lower level timeframes. I am still cautious. I am very, very thrilled. Well, Bitcoin is not is it still above 6K? It is not above 6K. Or was my thing not updating? Something's wrong. No, it's updating. It's updating. I am no longer thrilled that we are not above 6K. I loved it when I woke up this morning and I saw that Bitcoin went all the way up to 6,100 because my goal is to sell Bitcoin during consensus. That's my goal, is to sell some Bitcoin during consensus. I want to get the absolute maximum price I can for selling Bitcoin during consensus. Would have loved to sell it at $7,000, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. So the hourly chart of Bitcoin, we're going straight to the lower level time frame since I'm already on it. So the hourly chart, we hit a top of 6,100. It was on the 8 candle, followed by a 9 candle. It did give us another, almost 6,100 again over in the middle of the night for those that are in New York. And now we're on a red count. We're on a red 6. Where is it likely to go to? Well, it's likely to go to a 9 and the prior level of resistance, which was, the $5,900 area. So Hopefully, the price of Bitcoin would bottom out at around 59.30, 59.40, and make one more push into that 6.1, 6.2 zone for the countdown phase of this latest 9, and also complete the countdown phase that was happening from the prior 9. And but this is the hourly chart. You know, the daily chart always trumps the hourly chart. So we'll go and take a look at that in a minute. As long as we stay above the setup trend line, we're okay. We're going to go upwards in time. Here's the 4-hour chart. The 4-hour chart's still bullish, but it's already flipping. You know, next candle is going to be problematic. Next candle needs to close above the 4-hour chart. You know, gave us a top on the combo 13. I do pay attention to the combo 13 and the sequential 13, but there's other things involved, right? Like when this combo 13 came, you were on a 4 of 9. So there is reasons to be cautious, and then there's reasons to be bullish. The 12-hour chart is still bullish. The 12-hour chart is on a 6 of 9, telling you there should be a few more days of upside before potential caution flag. The daily chart is the interesting one, right? And I got message this morning in one of my group chats, actually my only group chat. And no, you can't just get into the group chat. It's only for those that have access to my version of the TD sequential, the TI, as I like to call it. And people ask, Tone, you have a green 2 above a green 1 above the 9. Normally, you would say that's a buying opportunity. What about now? See, this is why I hate automated and bot trading, right? Because every situation is unique, and a bot can't recognize that every situation is unique. And here's what I mean. Normally, I am a huge fan of buying the green 2 above a green 1 above the 9. The problem in this particular situation is that the 9 was a big shooting star. And that means in order to get a 2 above the 9, you literally have to go up over $400, like almost. So you're going up almost $500 on a $5,000 asset, let's say $6,000 asset, right? So you literally have to go up. So what is that, right? So 500, so that's almost like 5 on 60. That's $5 on 60. That's like 8%. So the problem with a blanket statement, like, see, this is the kind of green 2 going above a green 1, going above the 9 that I am more interested in, because it didn't have to move $500 to get there, right, off of this low. So none of these things are black and white, and your computer can't do that. And even this is not ideal on a buying a green 2 above a green 1 above a 9, because the 8 candle is the one that marked the top. So even this is not a great trade, but it's still better than the current situation. I'm trying to find like a good example. Trying to find a good example. Doesn't matter if it's to the upside or the downside. I might have to go to a lower level time frame. Like here's a better example, right? Like here's a 9 that was flat. Here's a very, small range candle. This is a 9 that marked the top, and the range of this candle is like $60, right? And then the 1 candle was also flat, and then the 2 candle, let's say this 2 candle went above this 1 and above this 9. This would be the type of 2 going above the 9 that I am way more interested in, right? Because the 9 marked the top, but the thing only pulled back very little or none at all, and now we're breaking consolidated highs. That's the kind of 9 break that I'm interested in. Same thing here, right? Here's a 9 that marked the top. Here's a little correction. Here's a 2 going above the 1, near the vicinity of a 9. Now, this trade clearly did not work out, but it was at least a clean entry trade, okay? So, so right now, the market is leaning bullish. It is still leaning bullish. I am leaning more bullish than bearish, but I am very happy with the fact that I just got another opportunity to take a good exit at 6,100 because due to forces outside of my control, I was not allowed to take advantage of getting out of Bitcoin over here at 6,000, okay? There were other forces involved. And now I have another chance, and I will take that chance. And I will exit some Bitcoin in this area. Now, if the market continues to rise, I am happy to get back into the market, but not now, not now. So I'm still a little bit cautious. I hope it goes up. I hope it skyrockets to $8,000 this week. I really, really do, because then I can sell at 8,000, okay? Now, if we do skyrocket to $8,000, do I think 1,300 is still likely? Not really. Do I think lower than 3,000 is likely? Not really. Eventually, I will admit that the low is in, but not yet. But not yet. And I also think there will be plenty of good entries into the market. Now, you have to make your own trading decisions based on my opinion and everyone else's opinion. It doesn't really matter, right? You are responsible for your own trading decisions or investing decisions. Now, keep in mind, throughout the entire bear market, the majority of crypto Twitter was making fun of me and calling me an idiot for not selling Bitcoin. So it's kind of hypocritical for the entire crypto Twitter to now make fun of me for holding Bitcoin and waiting for 1,300. You guys got to pick one. You got to pick the problem that you have with me, right? Now, I am happy to see Bitcoin going up because I have a HODL position. I can separate, because of my actual experience in trading, I can separate a long-term investor position versus a short-term trading position. Now, the short-term trading position in the current environment can easily be a bullish position or timing a bearish position or waiting for the pullback and timing a bullish position. Everything is perfectly reasonable as long as you have good money management, okay? As long as you have good money management. Am I rushing in to buy right here? The answer is no. Is it okay to buy right here? If you have good risk. The problem is if you bought at this green line, according to the rules of sequential, it's not a bad trade to the upside because you have the weekly bullish in your favor. You have a little bit of room to the resistance, and it can overswing that, okay? You have the daily chart in your favor. It's a green 2 above a green 1 above a 9 on an 8 count, and there is a hidden countdown in the background. The combo from this 9 has not arrived yet. The combo from this 9 has not arrived yet. We can see how close we are to that combo. We're on a 10. We are on a we are on a 10 combo right there. Okay, so we're gonna wait for that 13. Let's go back to the sequential. Okay, so that was the daily. Here is the weekly. The weekly is bullish. The daily is bullish. The 12-hour is bullish. The 4-hour is still bullish. It's only the 1 hour that is bearish. Okay, so there's your short-term outlook. Bitcoin dominance is on a 9. See, Bitcoin dominance is really going up nicely. Now, again, this is one of my things where I said, I need Bitcoin to go back, like shitcoins have to die. That's what I need to call the end of this bear market. Now, if shitcoins are dying and Bitcoin dominance starts to go back to the 80–90% range, then I was right about that part of the end of the bear market. And then it makes sense. One of the reasons why I wasn't very enthusiastic about the low being in December was because Bitcoin dominance was still low, and Bitcoin dominance is still low. Bitcoin dominance needs to be back in the 90% range because eventually the stupid has to leave the system. So Bitcoin dominance is at a peak, and let's see if Bitcoin dominance falters. Don't really care. That's, hey, Bitfinex is going back down. Interesting. Bitfinex premium. Now, obviously, GBTC is going to keep going up because Bitcoin is rising. That makes sense. Ethereum, I don't really care. Now, right, see, Bitcoin is rising, but Ethereum is falling. That's a good sign. That's a good sign for the end of the bear market. Gold is still stuck. See, gold hit a 9. See, right here, right? If this red 2 was starting to break this red 1 and going below this red 9, I would be all over the gold short. But it's holding up there, so we wait. The euro is hanging in there as well. Probably means the dollar is pulling up a little bit. Curious on the S&P. Oh, S&P is taking a little bit of a nosedive. Interesting. Let's look at the weekly. The weekly does not look good. This might be the pullback I've been looking for. Remember, guys, all year long, I've been saying I did not anticipate the break of 3,000. I anticipated the break of 3,000 next year, not this year. I expected the break of 3,000 next year. So this is the start of a decent pullback. Let's see how big this pullback's going to get. As long as this pullback stays above this area on closing basis, there is really nothing to worry about in the S&P. But, you know, on a daily scale, a short could have been taken on a red 2 below a red 1 yesterday, 2 days ago. On a weekly scale, a red 2 is not yet below a red 1. But remember, this was a huge drop. Like I'm not going to be very eager at jumping in on a red 2 going below a red 1. Like, look what happened here. That was a huge crash on week 1. And then week 2 was a neutral week being held by setup trend. And then week 3 was the one that took you down more, but then it still went higher than that, right? So you got to be careful. This is the kind of red 2 you want to sell. See, where it consolidated. And then you had a red 2 going below a red 1, breaking the lows. And that was a very quick profit on the acceleration. Did it make it all the way to a 9? No, unfortunately. But if that was your short trade, you're looking for that 9. You want to take on the good trade. Jumping on over here is not great. Jumping on over here is not great either. But jumping on over here on this red 2 going below this red 1, that's your good trade. Okay, that's your good trade. Now, we can say the similar thing happened here, and that would have been a failed trade. But then your bullish trade works out in the opposite direction very nicely, makes up for all those losses. If you expect every trade to be profitable, you shouldn't be trading. Let's look at the stocks, and then I'm going to call this a day. We looked at the Nifty last time. That was the, I'm looking at, I want to go to the stock market. US stocks. I'm really curious on Lyft. Remember, yesterday I was bearish Lyft, and wow, Lyft really took a dive at the end of the day yesterday after the stream. Now today Lyft is up, 3%, but it's still way below where the short should have been taken at the break of the lows. Now that would have been a rough short because other indicators like my sequential did not line up. So it would have been a rough short, but there's other things than sequential. that was the catalyst. I think that this rebound, I think Lyft, I'm still waiting for Lyft to go down to the $40 area before I buy Lyft. I still think Lyft is a decent buying opportunity, but not at these high prices. Now, Uber learned from Lyft, and I don't know if Uber is already up. I don't know if it's trading yet, but Uber, I believe, lowballed their opening price. Uber is going to report earnings of negative $48 a share, or sorry, negative 11. And that was on the 7th of May. That's weird. So I don't know what's up with Uber. It's maybe it IPOs tomorrow. I haven't really had time to look. I thought it was going to IPO today. Maybe it's still early. I don't know. Maybe they're like just holding trading. But Uber should be trading soon. So I'm going to look at TSG. Not familiar with TSG. What is TSG? Stars Group. No idea what that is. Let's take a look at the stock. Whoa. I don't know what happened. There looks like there was no earnings. Must have been some news event. That is I mean, if I was trading this stock, would I be long or short going into this news event? The answer is I would have been short. I don't know what news event this is. I have no idea. There's no earnings, no nothing. Right now, was this unknown or an unknown, right? If this is an unknown, if no one had any clue what the hell happened this day, and you were in a short trade and you did not have, and your position was too big or too leveraged, you got wrecked. There's nothing you can do. I mean, the chart was short. Everything was short by TD sequential, gave me a nice short entry. I then had a red 1, a red 2, a red 3 going below a red 1 in an orderly way. There is absolutely nothing in this chart that tells me this stock is ready to go up, other than the fact that it is very dangerous to short stocks, especially the low price stocks. Your gains are very limited and your chances to get wrecked are very, very high. This is another reason why I like options, to hedge that risk. So I have no opinion, right? I have to wait a couple of days. I don't know what this event was. I need to wait a couple of days, even if I don't care what this event was. So there's two things you can do here. One, you can actually care what this event was and go start doing fundamental analysis, or you can wait a couple of days, wait for the stock to pull back to the area of prior swing high, to the moving averages, see if you can time a buy the dip situation if this was actually positive for the company and not rumors that the company is being bought out, which is also positive for the company. All right, guys, I got to get ready to go to events in the city. TSG struck a deal with Fox Sports for sports betting. Fox bought 5% stake in TSG. People knew a deal was coming, just didn't know when. Right. So if you know a deal is coming, you can speculate with, out of the money call options, which is, a nice, like, kind of lottery ticket bet. But if everyone knows the deal is coming, the premium of those options is also going to be high because they also know that it's coming. Yeah, so this is why it's dangerous, right? This is why it's dangerous to short stocks. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and leave you here. Don't forget, please check out the store on the tonebase.com channel. We now have shirts for those that attended the Understanding Bitcoin conference and would like a shirt. We finally got those made. And I will be teaching another webinar. I am going to slowly migrate to webinars. I think they are more useful. You can also buy them on demand later on. And here's the webinar. The webinar will be strictly TD sequential. You are expected to know the material of the Intro to Trading webinar. If you don't, you may want to purchase it. Those that have purchased prior things from Tonebase get a 25% discount for future things purchased from Tonebase. Okay. All right, guys. On this note, I will see a lot of you in the city for Consensus, where I'm heading to today. I will be speaking at Blockchain Economic Forum. You can get the details from my calendar. If you check that out right here, I speak there at 4 p.m. today, and I got to get ready and get over there. I will talk to you all on the next one. Good luck trading.